Cap, so first day on the eval. So I don't know if I said this in the last video, but I did have another eval, and I will not lie, I ended up blowing it in one day, and that was a big realization moment for me. So yeah, blew that, and I kind of just realized I had to take a step back, and just took the weekend just to was grinding work and just processing what I did and what my actions resulted in, and push back at it again though. Um, Today was an L. I do think I need to, I guess, somewhat reshape my rules just to, I guess, work with evals, just because I think I guess my leniency with having like more trades than one per day happened only because I'm like on XFA and I already had like a buffer, so I shouldn't have done that on an eval, but it is what it is. I learned from it. So going to the day, I got on too late because today was the first day back. I think the semester began today. I'm like I only went to one class. I literally missed. I think I'm missing a class right now, but it's not important. So I have to come back home and I'm gonna try to get some sleep, and then I think I have a class at 3 because I end up. I've been working like the last 4 days back to back, like 8-hour shifts, and it's just fucking getting home at like 2 in the morning. But anyways, like I said, I was very bearish on the day. So main reason for being bearish, we didn't have any yeah, we didn't have any bullish S&Ps. And to me, this just all looked like we will continue lower, probably maybe to this low, just to finish this market maker model. I mean, market maker sell model. I mean, aside from that, I did see, of course, that, we inversed this, but I was like, by the time I was on charge at like 940, yeah, it was like 940-ish. We already got into the OTE zone, and we were already rejecting off. So like, okay, like I didn't want to like I saw it reacting off, but I didn't want to like answer. I wanted to like mark everything out, make sure everything made sense. So I did that, and then around open, which was what is this? Let me delete that. Yeah, so off of open we had all this chop. I wasn't here for this. I hopped on around right here. So we tapped open, and I didn't have this deviation to begin with, but I did mark it out later on. Did realize it ended up working, and the London manipulation that I normally would have used, which is from like right here. Nothing was really aligning. I could have possibly, I don't know if anything would have aligned if I had used this just because this looks a little weird. It's not the best form. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would have, but yeah, this is kind of oh no, I guess this is London, yeah, because it's before 5 technically. So yeah, I guess that could have been a valid standard deviation. That would have lined up, but the one that made sense most to me was the last manipulation before the open, which was right here. I was gonna use the 1 minute deviation this one, but nothing really lined. This didn't look like a proper manipulation, so I used the 5 minute, and it lined up pretty well. But obviously this was post trade. I wasn't aware of this before or while I was taking the trade. But aside from that, we had a 1 hour fair value gap right here. I was expecting a retrace here. It was the most discounted fair value gap. We had a change in state on the hourly right here, so then maybe we tapped the 709, but we were reacting off the 70, I think 5, yeah. So I literally was waiting, and we had SMT as well. Like we had the high time frame SMT because ES hadn't tapped into the 1 hour for value gap it had, and we were reacting off. So what I did do, and granted, okay, yeah, this wasn't exactly the model I would have taken, mainly because I was doing some like calculation because I was trying to figure out how much like I should be risking because like these candles are really volatile. Like it was like even my stop for this was what 206. It's pretty insane. But yeah, that's why I didn't even take it on the 30 second because everything was just too volatile. Like I had to like figure out like I think I went with like two micros because that itself was already a $200 stop. But yeah, so when that was shot, I went to the 1 minutes, and my reasoning for this obviously was I wanted this change state to obviously be made, but stops would have been way too big. Even with one micro, it would have been over 200 risk. So I was kind of just, I was waiting. I just wanted a better entry with less risk, so my stop could be like somewhat good. So I did that, and that trade for me was obviously this. So I saw this change state. We didn't inverse this at the moment, but when we were acting up, I saw, okay, maybe we don't end up taking this because I was waiting for either this change state to be made. I mean, yeah, I was waiting for that, but then I saw this continuation being made, and we also inverse this 1 minute. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because 930 opens, we manipulate up higher, and then we continue lower. Just because, like I said, the whole 930 theory that I've learned is just we manipulate where we need to before going where we have to. So I took it off the continuation order block. I had to change, it was another change in state. I guess you could call it a change in state, and then the continuation order block. I took that, and I immediately got stopped. That was an L, and I was like, okay. And this was also another SMT, so that's why I also did like this. This was SMT right here too, but then we SMT this again, which was yeah, you can see right here, it SMT that. But this second trade, I think to an extent was probably a little FOMO because I think I saw my trade. It was like it ticked me out and then it was reacting lower, so I was like, okay, maybe like I ended up getting cooked. Oh, sorry, my trade's even right here. I don't know why I put that right there, but yeah, it was literally like a like a three candle stop, and then I saw another order block get created, and then we would move lower, and I was like, okay, maybe this is the protected high. And I think this definitely was just FOMO. I don't think this was a valid trade to take at all. So that was definitely something I got to work on. But I mean, aside from that, I think everything did make sense. I don't really see why we went longer. Yeah, of course, I know we had the we had this. It was a 5 minute. Yeah, the 5 minute for value up. I know we were reacting off it, but I was like, this 5 minute, it really doesn't make sense to hold to it because to me, like, it just seemed like it was just like it wasn't, I guess, a key area to really worry about because we were coming off of an hourly with S&T and an hourly for value gap. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I mean, yeah, we were below key upward, so I guess that could have been a part. But to me, I was just more worried about 930 because 930 is more of the significant one since it was right at open. So took that. And I mean, to be honest, I don't think I'm really like I'm content with what I took today. I'm not really like worried about it, except for this one. I think this definitely could have been avoided. I don't think I should have lost the extra like because this was 200 and this was like 150. So I definitely should have mitigated that. It wasn't worth taking. But aside from that, I don't really see where else I could have caught this. Like a lot of this just looks like bad PA. So I don't really think it's anything on my end. Granted, yeah, the deviation did catch this at the top, but like I said, nothing really was aligning because I think I looked at this earlier too. If there was oh, why is this? I don't know, I think OT was yeah. I was looking at that and I was seeing if there was a 4 hour rejection wick. I think there was. Yeah, I mean I saw that, but it was already tapped. The C had already been tapped, and I was like, I don't really want to be taking that. I think this might have been yeah, it wasn't a daily order block. So I guess you technically could have said this is order block and took it lower. But to me, it just didn't really make sense. So I just didn't take it. But I mean, I think today overall was just a little weird of a day. A lot of chop. We weren't having any proper movement, but it's okay. I did my best of my ability. I think this was, yeah, I don't think you could have taken anything off of this, honestly. Like everything really here is just, even for me, my model, I don't think any of my model would have. It's not 30 seconds. Let me see. Just out of curiosity, I would have wanted to see which deviation. I think it would have been better just to take. Um, Yeah, because off the 4 hour order block, which is like right here, it would have been the first wick, and I think that even didn't have a good reaction, so I wouldn't have. Yeah, I probably would have just taken it off of maybe this continuation order block right here, but I don't, maybe it might have just been yeah, because seeing that, I feel like, yeah, I don't. This would have been a very risky play, but it would have played out, which is pretty good, because I think I would have probably took this for a 1 to 5. Yeah, that really would have played out well. That's really good. That's actually like an insane reaction. I actually would have been so content if I just took that. But nothing else for me there. So, all this hindsight and, just a bunch, yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna go back to journaling. The journaling, I am definitely getting back into that because I know that's something that was really significant in my progress. So I'm gonna get back into the journaling. Gonna keep doing these recaps and I don't know. Today I did think I'd be a lot further since today, today's my birthday. I thought I'd be way further down the line in my, I guess journey into trading, but it's okay, I got fun once, I can do it again. Worst case, I just keep working my job, keep grinding it, and then figure out until I can just make it, because I still got time, in retrospect, but still don't want to be waiting that like till I'm like 24, 25 to have like a good amount of money. So yeah, no, that's the recap. If anybody has any advice or any just questions, just let me know. And I think the only thing I would have to ask about was I forget, I was gonna ask about what was it? Um, what was it? I thought I was gonna ask like because I know there was something I was confused about. Um, what was it? Oh, it was about True Day Open, yeah. So if anybody does have any knowledge on True Day Open, just to ask, just because like I could see to an extent how targeting this makes sense off of that. But if anybody does know why we were bullish today, let me know. Because just to me personally, I don't really see any reason to have been this bullish and then come up here and react lower all the way up there. But if anybody else did have a reason, if any of you did take a long, just let me know. I would love to, get more information on this because I don't really see any real reason why we would have been bullish because everything to me just signals to be bearish. So if anybody of you took oh my God, I can't even talk. It's the exhaustion. But yeah, like I said, if any of you took the long, let me know what you took it off of. And if I can learn off it, I'll learn off it. So yeah.